Take your best shot.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. It's your boy Brad. The Brent man is right over there. And tonight we actually have a very special guest here with us tonight. Somebody you guys have probably never heard of before. We got Cody Leach here tonight for the very first time on Good Real Hunting. What's going on, man? We're really happy to have you tonight. We're looking forward to having a good time. And yeah, just looking forward to hanging out, man.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, guys. I'm looking forward to it.
Of course.
Yeah,
Freddie and Chucky.
Oh yeah, Freddie and Chucky. As you can see, we're freaking ready for some Freddie and Chucky here tonight, and that's what we're doing. We are going to be doing a horror draft board. If y'all kind of remember Good Real Haunting, where we did like the horror movie fantasy draft, it's very similar to that, but we kind of just played with it a little bit and try to make it a lot better. So Brad came up with this, and so let's say hello to the chat and we'll just get things underway here. Let me see here. Scroll to the top. We got La Mantra. What's going on there, La Mantra? How are you doing? We got Chester. What's going on? We got Ashton. What's going on there, Ashton? We got Gory Tigers in the house. We got Miss Erica Lauren. How are you doing? One of my favorite YouTube names out there, Sergeant Shitty Pickle. How are you doing? Hopefully all is going well. We got Brooke. What's going on there, Brooke? How are you doing? One of our wrench women we have here on Good Real Hunting. Let's see here. We got Zodiac C. What's going on there, Zodiac C? How are you doing? We got Holly Kleins in the chat. Who else we got in here? Oh, yeah, I say hi to Chester, but just in case, Chester, what's going on again? Let's see here. Speaking of which, there's Matt Fauci. We talked about you during the backstage segment. How you are just a damn liar, Matt.
And a slime bag.
Yeah, freaking slime ball. Not bad. What's going on, buddy? Hopefully all's going well. And we got Rosie, my dear. Cody, the thing we always do here on the channel when Rosie pops up, we always give her roses because she deserves each and every single one of them. So Rosie, hopefully all is going well with you. And then we also got Denise is here. What's going on there, Denise? Saying, hey, everyone, how's it going? Miss you all. Sorry, been very busy, but I'm happy to be back. And guess what? You could not come back at a more better time than this awesome stream here tonight. So what's going on there, Denise? And if anyone else pops up, we will be sure to say hello to you. And let me go ahead and say thank you to our awesome Patreons. They're the official backbone of this channel. So when we ever get awesome opportunities for cool streams or just any ways to entertain you, these real hunters make sure everything happens for us. So if you want to be a real hunter, the Patreon link is in the description down below. Click the link, select any tier to your heart's desire so you all could be a real hunter today. But just in case if you do not like the Patreon side of things, we do have YouTube memberships available to you as well, as you can see here from this card number 1. And also card number 2, you can tell that this is really growing and we would love for it to grow even more. So you can use cool badges or earn badges, use cool emojis and much, much more so you all can be real hunters today.
Yeah, and if you can't do those things, just being here, liking the video, sharing it, subscribing, all that fun stuff helps out as well. So we appreciate those items just as much. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we also got Adrian's in the house. Yo, Adrian, how you doing? So there we go. Again, if anybody else pops up, we will be sure to say our hellos. And Rosie says, Cody, welcome, love your channel.
Thank you.
So yeah, everybody, please make Cody feel welcome to Good Real Hunting. And as per tradition, a newer tradition actually, every time we get somebody even new onto our channel, we gotta do a proper hello.
Damn it, Bertie.
I know. I had to. I had to play him. So, all right. So let's go ahead and have some fun. Brad, before I pull up the scare board, what are we doing tonight?
Yeah, so if you guys remember back in October, we did a fantasy draft is what we called it back then, where we had the big grid and we had all these different topics and we took turns filling in different spots. We're doing kind of the same thing tonight. We tweaked it a little bit. Brett had an idea to turn it into Jeopardy kind of. So we're kind of, once you get the board up, you'll see that the categories are blocked off and we'll take turns selecting a block and then we'll reveal the category. And then whoever picks that block will fill in that square and then we'll just take turns. Once the block's filled, it's gone. Nobody else is going to fill that category. So, yeah. So if you have something that you feel strongly about, you better hope you get that square is all I got to say. So that's how it's going to rock and roll. And yeah, this is a concept we're still kind of tweaking and playing with, but I think it's a fun little game that we got here. And of course, tonight, the categories are all going to be with Nightmare on Elm Street and Child's Play. If it's something like best movie or best kill, it's both of those together. You can pick one movie from either franchise to fill that block. A couple of them are specific to their respective franchises, but in general, yeah, it's going to be a good time.
And for the love of God, let's not let Brad get the best Chucky movie and have him do Seed of Chucky. Please, for the love of God.
Nobody's going to, I don't think anybody's going to do that here tonight. I think we're safe.
I think we're safe. As I say, you don't have to worry about that with me because I might have a little hint here of what I can possibly go with. Real quickly, we got Atanas here. What's going on there, Atanas? And we got Jeffrey Miller. What's going on there, Jeffrey? How are you doing? Glad to have you all here. Oh, and we also got Gene. What's going on there, Gene? How are you doing? Hope all is good. Hopefully all is going well. So what I'm going to do, Brad, you're in charge of the chat. I got to be on the upper screen and be in charge of the board. So I will see you all later.
I'll do my best. Here we go.
All righty. So here we are. This is our, here, scroll up a little bit, our scare squares. That's what we're going to be calling it. So a little bit to help you. So like Cody, for example, because you're going to pick first, all you'll just say is like A1, A2, and etc. So whatever one you want to kick us to start us out with, the board is yours.
Okay. Well, let's do A1 then.
All right. A1, and that's going to be... What is the best kill that you want to put on this particular category between the two franchises? What a strong way to start out already.
So remind me, I'm picking one kill or I'm picking one from both?
Just one overall.
One overall. Okay,
yeah.
Well, that's an easy one. So for me, the best kill between these two franchises is easily going to be the one in Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, the marionette kill, where you have Philip and all of his tendons and everything are pulled out and he's basically walked off the edge. I think the practical effects in that kill are amazing. I think that it's just gnarly just to think about, and it's one of those elements of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise that it frustrates me that they don't commit more to, which is making the kill look like having a real world explanation, which adds to kind of like the parents and the doctors not believing them. It's like, oh, well, obviously he just jumped off. You can look and see that he just jumped off, but only the kids can see Freddy. That's something that they do sometimes, and then they don't do sometimes. And I've always thought it was such a weird thing for them not to commit to. Like, you look at the first film, and it's like, okay, there's a rational explanation for how Tina died. Obviously, Rod killed her. There's a rational explanation for how Rod died. He just hung himself. And then you get to the Johnny Depp kill, and it's like, huh, well, anybody? So that one's always been my favorite. Excuse me, my favorite.
Good. And that is and what a great one to start off with, because I actually just learned today that Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is celebrating 35 years today.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, so God, what a great way to kick off there. And plus great kill too.
Oh yeah.
It looks cool too, because I was actually late to the party when it came to Dream Warriors. I, grew up. I know you're gonna hate this, but I grew up watching like Freddy's Dead because in the '90s that was the new one, right?
Poor
And
child.
I watched that and the original one too, and part 4. But I didn't see Dream. But I always saw like on the promotional materials that kill with Freddy up over the the hospital and stuff. And then I was like, I don't know what movie this is, but that looks freaking awesome. But yeah, it's one that just stands out.
Absolutely. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and get the next one ready here. Brad, since I know your birthday's coming up here within next week, not this weekend, but the next weekend, I'm going to let you go second.
Let's go with C4, a little pre-workout action. C4.
Nothing like due to a weapon or anything, C4.
I hope it's nothing crazy.
See here. We got the worst feeling death.
Oh, worst villain death. Okay, let me think about that one. Let's see. I think it's probably going to actually, speaking of Freddy's Dead, it's probably going to have to be that one at the end of the 3D kill with all this stuff going on and where they pull him out to the real world and they're like throwing ninja stars at him and all the stuff that they found in the closet and stuff. And yeah, that one got pretty dumb. And then when his head explodes, he comes flying at you in 3D. That was just a departure at that point. I think that would have to be the worst. I can't really, I can't think of anything that tops that off the top of my head. Give me Freddy's Dead for the worst villain death.
Unfortunately, with Freddy, there's a number of bad ones. I mean, like he dies by looking into a mirror in one movie, and it's like, really? The fuck?
Oh, that's the fourth one, isn't it?
Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah. Even on some of the good movies, you're like, oh man, okay.
How did he even die in the 5th one? Is that when all the souls got sucked out, or I can't remember exactly. It got weird.
It's like the baby with what is it? Like his tongue latched to him and got all the like. That's how much I appreciate 5. Because,
that one's pretty dumb too. There's a lot. I think Chucky's worst ones are better than a lot of Freddy's, unfortunately. But yeah, give me Freddy's Dead.
All right, and I honestly didn't think that Freddy's Dead can even make a potential category, but you know what? That is a suiting one. So, all right, let's see here. B for Brett. 4 used to be my first. It was my first favorite number of all time. So I'm going to start off strong with B4. Best feeling death. Oh man, the pressure here. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I have to go again. T-shirt here. I got to go with Child's Play 2 with the toy factory, where they put like the air into him, and he just grew up to a big ball and exploded everywhere. Dude, like it does look a little corny now, but you just forgive it just because of how amazing that third act is, and what a great and creative kill that was. So give me I'm going to just call it Chucky blows up in 2.
It's a good one. Chucky 2 and Chucky 3 both have some pretty S tier ones.
Oh yeah, the old fan blade.
Yeah, see, and I almost went with that one too because I thought that one was really good too.
I have a soft spot in my heart for that one, aside from it being awesome, because there was a little bar and grill in Toledo, Ohio, where I grew up, where there was a pool table in the back, and one of like the little dome lights above the pool table had a Chucky doll that was like made to look like the third act of Child's Play 3, like he's falling. And I used to always love going and look at it, like trying to plot how I could take it.
No, trust me, I would easily anything Chucky. Like I came this close to getting the Chucky doll at Spirit of Halloween, and then we were like, "Well, is anything Chucky coming up?" Like for one of our skits, so I said no. Then the next day, I'm like, I'm gonna get it. Damn it! And then it all sold out, so I was just too late.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Yeah. Or just when the next Chucky project comes out. So, Cody, go ahead and get us with the next category. Or which square?
Let's go for the middle. Let's do C3.
C3, you got it. And C3 is going to be Best Killer Look. Ooh, that's a tough one.
It should be a tough one, but for me, it's a pretty easy one. I'm gonna have to go Chucky and Bride of Chucky, which I guess is the same look and Seed of Chucky, but let's not give Seed credit. So that scarred, stitched together look is my favorite look of all time of Chucky. I just think it looks badass, and that's actually the doll that I got which again technically was branded as a See the Chucky doll, but I'm like, nobody will know. It looks exactly the same. I just love the way that it looks. I love story wise that's like the way they brought him back from the third film, and it's a look that as good as the doll looks in like his clean format, it was a bummer for me when he got to Cult of Chucky and we like officially wiped that Chucky from existence and we're never going to see him again. I think it's the baddest look for sure.
Oh yeah. Especially like in the Curse of Chucky, where it's just like the clean looking Chucky, and you're kind of like, oh, I kind of miss the old one, and then all of a sudden, yeah, like dude, there's nothing more great than just a stitch up Chucky.
Yeah,
he looked kind of goofy there until that little mask came off, though.
He did, which I'm glad they did that. It was kind of like a cool little plot twist thing where I'm like, why does he look so chunky? Like, that's weird. And then you realize you put all that plaster. Oh, okay, well, that's why. Now it makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Let's finish off the square here. Let's go B3.
B3. All right. So B3 is going to be the worst killer look.
There we go. Okay. There's a couple options for this one that I would have to consider. One being the weird ass AI doll in the Child's Play remake, but I do not think you can top that Freddy from Freddy's Dead, except for maybe the fifth one. The fifth one was pretty atrocious too.
Yeah. I call them the bubblegum era.
Yeah, they're both really bad. They're both really bad. I kind of feel like I hate the fifth one more, honestly, from the look. At least, the sixth one, like, it matched the tone of the movie. It was just goofy. But the fifth one, I don't know. I hate. Give me Nightmare 5. Yeah, give me Nightmare 5.
Number 5, you got it. You get to have him. Even though my answer easily would have been the AI doll from Child's Play remake. Because you think you were going to do such a strong remake with such an iconic character, and then we get that. I like what he did, but...
Yeah, it's a shame because that doll looks good in certain shots. Like, I love the shot where his eyes first turn red for the first time when he's when he sees Andy being ballistic about, mom's douchebag boyfriend, and he's in the corner and he's got the nice look, and all of a sudden, like, you just see his cheekbones drop. Like, it looks great. But then all the other shit where they're like, smile, and he's like,
oh my God.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Atrocious.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was shocking how bad the doll looked, because I'm one of the people that actually really likes that movie. I think it had a lot going for it, but it was like, how do you fuck up Chucky? What are you doing?
Insane.
Like the most
like the AI. Oh, like the AI stuff was great. Oh, sorry, Brad.
No, go ahead. Finish. That was a second.
No, I'll go. It's just like all the AI stuff was great because I felt like that was the right thing to do, to go with Child's Play. Like, hey, Child's Play, well, how can we make them modernized? We got to combine the AI stuff, and all of that concept was great. You got Aubrey Plaza in there. I would say a good kid cast for the most part, even though it tried to copy of what 2017 was trying to do, but 2017 did it better. So it had great ideas. I felt like just for half of it was just poor execution.
Yeah. And I actually don't even mind the fact that they made it a buddy doll, try to go a little bit different. And I respect him for trying to change it up. It just looked weird, man. It took me out of the movie.
So, all right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with D2 in this scenario. So let's see what D2 is all about. Oh, the worst ending. Okay. Oh, man. I gotta think here for a minute because, like, I could think of I would say 2 if I come right off the bat immediately, but I know we already talked about it, but I just have no choice at this point. We gotta go with Freddy's Dead because that ending it's just, what is it, the final nightmare, and that's what we get of it. I was not a fan of that, and I was like, well, they can't make the franchise even worse after this, so it can only go up. So I'm going to go Freddy's Dead.
Hey, did you try it with the 3D glasses though? It makes a world of difference.
Yeah, the fish are like coming at you.
What, are they fish, or are they like freaking like mini Jasons from Jason Goes to Hell?
It looked like a damn Mario villain or something, like something you would see like with flames. It's weird.
Just do the Mario background sound. So, for anyone new in the chat, before we get Cody to pick again, just to real quickly, Cody's answers for these categories are going to be in the light blue. Brad's is in the dark orange, which I might make it bright orange so y'all can see it a little bit better. And me in the what I like to call it the Exorcist green. That's what we're going to go with here. So, Cody, go ahead and pick the next category for yourself.
Let me get D. 1, 2, 3, 4. D5.
D5. All right. Let me scroll down a little bit so you can see it clear. So D5 is going to be the best Chucky one-liner. Great. Oh, I know you're happy to get that one.
That's a good one. I have to go with "Don't Fuck with the Chuck." That's just a classic. I mean, I think that Child's Play 3 has the best one-liners. That's one of the reasons why I love that movie. One of the many reasons. And it was a funny thing when I was a kid, because I used to watch horror movies like way, way, way back in the day when I was probably too young to watch them. And I still distinctly remember to this day asking my grandma when I was like 5. I was like, "Can I tell you apart from Chucky 3?" And she's like, "No, you can't." And I'm like, "Please." And I just pestered her. And then she's like, "Fine, but you can't let anybody know that I let you say this." And I was like, "Okay, don't fuck with the Chuck." From a kid, it was awesome. Just rolled off the tongue. So yeah, that's a great one.
Oh man! And was that the moment? Because I know you're a humongous friend. And from my recollection, that's was your first horror movie. Was that like the moment where you're like, okay, now horror movies are cool, or was it something within that movie that kind of did it for you?
I don't know if there was a specific moment that was the first movie I saw that was anything like that, and so just the whole thing was just like, there's a whole other world out there that I need to explore right now, and so yeah.
Yeah,
is there any ever horror villains that has a mouth like Chucky? Which the short answer to that, not a lot of them.
Not a lot. For some reason, Freddy and Chucky have always been my favorite. I guess I just like the shit talkers. Something about them is just like they're my spirit animals.
I dig it, man. I dig it. I guess let's go E1.
E1? You got it. So E1 is going to be the worst movie.
Well, that's a layup.
Is it though? I mean, I don't know, man. There's a couple of options here. Really, there's 3 options for me in this category. I know
what are those 3 options?
Freddy's Dead obviously is up there. It's got to be. But you know how much I hate the Freddy remake. Like I hate it. I just completely despise it. Yeah, I despise it. It's just to me, it's a soulless remake, that just takes the life out of the franchise. And of course, Seed of Chucky as well. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate Seed of Chucky because at least that one's kind of fun. I mean, at moments. Freddy's Dead. I have nostalgia for it. Still sucks ass. I'm going to have to go. I'm going with the remake, actually. I just hate it. I hate it.
Okay.
I don't like it. We did we did the watch party on that a few weeks. I guess it was a few months ago now, and I just ripped it the entire time because outside of like maybe 2 moments, like you could put all the good moments of that film in a single TikTok, a 60-second TikTok, I think, and make it work. The rest of it's just dog shit from a horse's ass.
Probably even more or less than that, because the only real great one, it has to be the pharmacy scene where it's just like you stay up for such a long time that you're daydreaming. I thought that was really cool, but other than that, everything else is just rough to watch at times.
And Richard James said Dream Child as well. That's another one for me that I sometimes I dislike that more than Freddy's Dead, even just because it's a bore. Freddy's Dead really shits on the franchise, and shits on Freddy's like legacy and stuff and all that. But at least it's like somewhat entertaining. Like you can sit there and laugh at no, what did he say? No screaming while the bus is in motion, like all the crazy goofy ass shit that it has going on. The map says we're fucked. Like there's some fun to be had there with it. The video game kill, like it doesn't fit in this franchise, but on a crazy night, if you're watching it, you can laugh a couple times, and I think the other ones you just can't.
Gotcha.
No, I agree. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like get like a little tic-tac-toe thing going, but a long one here. So we're going to go with A5. And A5 is going to be The best fight scene. Oh man, I've been waiting for this one. I gotta go with the skeleton versus John Saxon's character. And okay, I'm joking. A lot of things about that particular scene, but man, this is tougho. Because Chucky is more of a real. Honestly, Chucky is more of a real fighter than Freddy is, because Freddy really just likes to play mind games, and he doesn't really attack a whole lot. Even though when he does, it hurts, and he makes you suffer for it. So probably, honestly, what I'm just going to do, if we can count this for best fight scene, I just got to go with the entire Toy Factory. Just all the fighting with that one. Just to me, that just has always been memorable to me. And plus, just what always makes that work for me is just the setting of it. I just thought it was an awesome setting, very fitting with the particular story of Chucky, with him being a toy. Even though don't call a monkey a toy, but never does Chuck. You don't call him a toy either. So I am going to go with the factory scene, just that whole scene full of fighting that they got going on.
Interesting. I would have went with something from Freddy versus Jason myself.
Oh, I forgot about Freddy
Oh my
versus Jason. I didn't even think about that. That counts, though. You're right. That counts.
It does count.
You still got time. You haven't typed it in yet.
I got to do it. I got to do it because I did not even think about that. Even though, honestly, Freddy versus Jason, technically, not technically, but for me personally, it is a Nightmare on Elm Street movie more than it is a Friday the 13th movie. So I got to go with it. Mm-hmm. So thank you for saving me on that one.
God, that just opened up a whole new world for me over here.
Yeah.
Oh, it really does. So let's see here. All right, Cody, you are right back at it.
Oh boy. Okay. We'll do C1. Go right there in the middle in the top.
All right.
Fill
C1.
in little random spots.
So let's see here. C1 is going to be biggest what the fuck moment. So Cody, what scene either of these two franchises made you just go out loud, what the fuck?
Oh man, there's so many to choose from. I mean, you got basically the entire movie of Freddy's Dead. You got so many moments from Seed of Chucky. I mean, you got Britney Spears cameoing, sort of. You got the whole turkey baster thing. I mean,
Chucky in the magazine.
Yeah.
You got.
I'm gonna go with the Wizard of Oz moment from Freddy's Dead, Freddy on a broomstick or whatever. For as much as there's what the fuck moments in Seed of Chucky, they're not as egregious to the character of Chucky as the moments in Freddy's Dead for me. It still makes sense that Chucky's a pervert and stuff like that. I'm okay, not that big of a stretch. And for as much as it dates the movie, a Britney Spears kill, okay, that makes sense for 2004.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and plus you kind of realize too, it's just like Seed of Chucky. They're just trying to have fun with it, whether if it was good fun or bad fun, just get a couple of beers and just make fun of it. But yeah, for Freddy's Dead, it's actually the last nightmare, and you start off the entire movie with the momentum of the movie with that one. So that's a great what the fuck pick.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your soul too.
Oh God.
Oh gosh, it's great. Yeah, where am I going to go here? Give me let's go with A column here, and I'm thinking probably A3.
A3. All right,
Yeah.
Let's see what A3 has in store for you. It is best dream sequence.
Lots of good ones there. Speaking of Freddy on a broom, let's go. I'm just kidding.
Obviously the karate sequence from the fourth one.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
So it's probably gonna be, how's it hanging, Carlos? It's probably gonna be honestly, it can't get much better than the first movie, right? With Tina and her whole dream sequence leading up to her epic one of the best kills in the franchise, the revolving room. That one was always pretty creepy, I think. So that's probably what I'm going to roll with. It's scary. It's uneasy. I think there was a sheep in there, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly.
That was the opening. That's what I was going to ask.
Okay.
Is it the first one, the opening one with the goats and just him popping up real quick? Or is it the one where he just has the longest extended arms and everything?
God. That one.
Yeah. Yeah, that one, because that one had so much to it. I remember when we watched that one again, like he was popping out from behind bushes, like it was like
Yeah, he
it
chops his
was
fingers off, pulls his face off, he stretches his arms across, like it's all in one sequence. It's pretty
God,
awesome.
yeah, all that great stuff in the first movie. I mean, there's a lot beyond that, but there's a lot of good stuff just from that one nightmare sequence, and that's really what sets the tone for the next few movies, I think. So, I mean, there's definitely some that are a little bit more like creative and like a little bit more out there, but that one's simple, it's effective, it's scary, and it really lets you see what Freddy can do when he's stretching his legs a little bit. So give me that one, the Tina Death Dream, Second Dream is good. Yeah.
no, you got it. And so you know what? I'll do the opposite. I'm going to go E3. That's where I'm going to go. So E3 is going to pertain best side character. Oh my God. Okay. Gotta think about this one because there's a lot of good ones in here. The one I don't know why it does. First one that really pops up is like for some reason the barber from Child's Play 3. He's always freaking memorable, but I really wouldn't consider him
Presto,
like
you
he's a
fall.
side character, but he's not like a major side character. Um,
For me, this is a competition between Kincaid and Kyle.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I'm not the one voting, but those were
I
the two
know.
that came to my head. We were best side. I'm like, okay, which one
Kincaid's
of
got those muscles, man. He's bending chairs, man. Just thinking about this.
those? Mhm.
Well, here's what I'm going to go with, just because, like, for one, I'm a fan of the actor himself, John Saxon's character, so Nancy's dad. In
Okay.
the original, just because I thought he just did a really good job. Like he's trying to be sympathetic towards his daughter, but at the same time, he's like, "Man, this bitch is fucking crazy," and this is my daughter we're freaking talking about here. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna call him because I'm blanking on his first name at the moment. So I'm just gonna call him Mr. Thompson until someone in the chat, because our chat always helps us out here when we just get a little brain fart here. So I'm just gonna go with Mr. Thompson from the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
I dig it, man.
So let's see here. Just double checking everything too. Ooh, Holly, that's a good point. Would Tiffany be a side character?
She's like
I
co-lead after. I mean, in Bride, she's co-lead. She's basically a cameo in the next two, and then she's like a co-lead in the show. So that one's tough.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
I guess the title of the movie is Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
So there's that.
If she
I don't
counts,
know.
she's definitely in that conversation though of Kincaid, Kyle, and Tiffany.
Oh, and it's Donald Thompson. Thank you so much, there,
Okay.
Sergeant Shitty.
Never
So
would have guessed that.
he loves the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, so I knew he would know. So there we go. Let me fix that real quick. So, all right, Cody, you are next. Where do you like to go?
Let's close out the third row there with D3.
D3. Let's see here. There's D3. All right. And D3 is going to entail worst creative decision.
I'm going to have to go with learning the wrong lessons from Dream Warriors. That's when they first started implementing the dark humor. And so I'm going to say too much humor, because after part 4 onward, they just tried to make him goofy funny and not like sick and twisted funny. And it just, people know, like pop culture wise, they know Freddy as being the goofy guy now. And so that's very much a part of his legacy. But I feel like if they had kept that mix that they had in Dream Warriors for a couple more movies, that would have been the better route to go.
Oh, okay. You're going with 4. Okay.
Yeah. From basically 4 onward.
Yeah.
But,
right.
Yeah. 4, 5, and 6 was just like, let's turn them into a cartoon. And I don't, people love those movies. And, I have a lot of love for 4, but I don't think anybody would say that the funny Freddy's better than the darker Freddy.
They certainly went
that's for a wet dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely
and
went
of
up the deep
course, we can't forget about the most important thing about Nightmare on Elm Street 4. The awesome badass resurrection scene with the dog pissing fire to bring back an iconic horror character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
So, yeah. My God. That dog needs to be tested. Brad, what about you? What's your next category, my friend?
Let's go D4. Fill in that little gap
D4?
right there. Yeah.
All right. Just getting that ready. So D4, and D4 is going to be Best opening scene.
There's some doozies in there. There's definitely some doozies in there. I think, because you think about the first movies too, even. I always really liked that one in Dream Warriors, though. The opening nightmare there with that's like with the in the bathroom, right? With the claw, yeah, something crazy was going on there, and yeah, I like that one. Because you get the introduction to that epic like soundtrack the movie has too, and it really kicks things off pretty quickly. So I think Dream Warriors, the introduction to Patricia Arquette's character and all that was always pretty epic. So give me that. Give me Dream Warriors.
All right. And man, that's a tough one too, because I would have gone with the original Nightmare on Elm Street just because
we're
it
putting
just
together
sets
the
the
glove.
tempo. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty good too. I was kind of torn between those two. I think it was definitely going to be a nightmare movie, but I don't know. After the I like Nightmare 2, but I thought that just really kicked off the third one pretty strong.
No, I agree. Cody, anything on best opening scene?
No, I would have picked the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 as well. What I love about that one, and I wish future Nightmare on Elm Street films would take something from this, is they don't really bother trying to catch you up with how this ties to the others and where in the timeline we are. It just starts. You just have this girl. She's creating a little, popsicle stick house. And then she wakes up and she's at Nancy's house. And now it's turned into Freddy's house. And you get the little girl on the tricycle that turns into a skeleton and the body's hanging. And then Freddy's silhouette coming down the hallway. Like, it's just awesome.
It's pretty creepy too, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it was pretty, yeah.
Especially with all the like the bodies hanging too. Like I was like, damn, this movie is really going for it.
Well, it tells you, and not even having to tell you that, like, one, Freddy's not fucking around this time, and two, like, he's way more powerful than we've ever seen him before. And he's not just messing around one or two at a time. Like, you have a room full of victims. And so yeah.
Let's see here. All right. Good. So what I'm going to do, I know most people in the chat are thinking I'm going to go with D1, but I'm going to hold off just a little bit on that. And I'm going to go, I don't think A's been picked on for a good bit. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go E5 here. And E5 is going to be Best Freddy. Oh, shit. Best Freddy one-liner. Man, this is a big responsibility right here. But honestly, I feel like this is just the one that I think most people know. It's the one that I know that really got me to liking Freddy once I heard about the name Freddy Krueger. I'm going to have to, of course, I got to go with Welcome to Primetime, Bitch.
It's classic, dude. Like, you can't go wrong with that answer.
But there's so many of them. I know there's people that's like Big Break on TV. Again, I said earlier, how's that for a wet dream? Even though, or Freddy, or like Cody mentioned earlier, this is God. Like, there's just so many great ones. But that one's just.
Hey, what about the one I mentioned, man? The screaming while the bus is in motion.
Oh, well, of course. Like, hey, don't rock the bus now. Even though, even though
graphics.
God. Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Brad, the one I know is just, you got the body, I got the brain. Like, again, it's just, there's no wrong answer for any of them when it comes to Freddy, but for this one particularly, I'm going to go, Welcome to Primetime, Bitch.
What do you know? I beat my high schooler.
Oh my gosh, Brad.
Hey, that was pretty epic though in the skit though.
Well, on our skit, yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't know how you made that whole you probably made that skit better than Freddy's Dead. Actually, I don't know how you pulled that off, but kudos to you. So Cody, what? Hey, always a team effort. Cody, what is the next category you like to pick, or which spot?
Let's do B1 or Scott. Yeah, B1. Sorry.
Okay, no, all good. So let's see here. B1 is going to entail the dumbest kill.
Well, that's an easy one. I'm going to go with the power glove.
Not
a fan.
Not the little worm guy from Freddy Jason?
No. I enjoy that one where he kills Dollar Store Jay. I mean, honestly, the two that it would be between for me would either be the power glove or it would be the invisible Freddy karate scene. But
oh yeah,
I got to go with the Power Glove. That's just a moment where it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? And it's goofy, and the Power Glove reference, and no.
Not up in here.
No.
But man, I was even
reference
trying to
was
think
though.
of like a dumb Chucky kill, but really, honestly, it's just I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But yeah, with Nightmare on Elm Street, you could instantly think of like the two you mentioned immediately. So like, am I just the only one, or do y'all have like a good one for dumbest kill for Chucky?
Didn't Chucky kill somebody with a dishwasher? And well, that was in the TV show, I think. But didn't there was something weird. That one kind of sticks out. That was kind of weird.
I can't remember a bad one specifically from the show, but when I think of a dumb kill, I go back immediately to the Britney Spears thing, but that was more just a gag than a kill. Yeah, I mean, Chucky's always had some pretty good kills. I don't think he's had anything that's like the Power Glove level.
No, and trust me, that's a compliment for an iconic slasher right there.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off. We're gonna go with D1. And
Bingo.
D1 is going to be, well, double bingo. Best movie. Oh, ouch. Okay.
No pressure.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, no pressure. But I just honestly, to me, this is actually an easy one. I got to go with the original Nightmare on Elm Street from '84. With those last 5 to 10 minutes, if they just did that whole thing differently, this would have been the perfect horror movie for me and the best horror movie of all time. But it's just, again, those last 5 to 10 minutes changed the course, like giving it from like a perfect 5 out of 5 to like a 4.9 out of 10. It's just, it's that close of a margin. So give me the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's really like the last like 3 minutes, dude. Like the whole bed.
True.
Like it just really, I don't know what happened there. Cody, do you know what's going on? 'Cause me and Brad have been talking about this for a while. You're kind of an expert in this field, I would say, in the nightmare world. I mean, what's going on in the end whenever Freddie and the mom, they get sucked in the bed, and like I don't know what happened. I just don't even know what happened there.
I mean, the whole thing with the last 3 or 4 minutes is really just you're watching Wes Craven and Robert Shea fight on screen, literally. So you have the director, writer, and the producer, where Wes Craven was more protective of the concept, wanted it to be a one and done, wasn't interested in the IP and sequelizing and everything like that. And Robert Shea, business guy, was like, hell no, this is a gold mine. And he was right. But that ending is just a really poor compromise where you can just literally see Wes Craven throw his hands up and say, whatever, fuck it, we'll just do whatever. And they put no effort into it. So you get the blow up doll getting pulled through the door. And I mean, it's really hard to discern what's happening because those two sequences back to back don't make any sense. So you have, he's killing the mom, and then he disappears and she just gets sucked into the bed, and it's like, what the fuck happened there? And then he pops back up out of the bed, which is a cool look. And then she opens the door and she's outside and everybody's alive again. And it's just, from the moment that she runs into the bedroom to save her mom until the credits roll, it's just a really, really weird argument between two people. And they never sat down to actually come up with a good idea to compromise. They just fought, made it. And luckily the movie succeeded, and we just ignore it and say the rest of the movie's great.
Yeah, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. It is. It just always rubs me the wrong way at the end. But yeah, like 99% of the movie's like perfect though.
Yeah.
So it's hard to disagree with that.
And that's just again the shitty part of all this. Just the original, just to me, deserves to be a perfect horror movie. It deserves it. It's just dadgummit, to me, mine's with that last scene. It's just that's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, very much.
So, all right. So the pressure is off the table. I think I got best movie between the two franchises correctly. Hopefully, if you disagree, chat, let us know. So Cody, go ahead and pick another square. We're getting ready towards the end.
Let's do B5.
B5, you guys. So B5 is going to entail best protagonist in both
Nancy
of these
Thompson.
franchises.
Easy. Nancy Thompson. I love Andy. Don't get me wrong. I love Andy, but Nancy's the queen. I love the fact that she's a final girl that doesn't take any shit and fights back like from the beginning. She doesn't have to go through sequels to get to that point. In the first film, she's taken on Freddy, and then she comes back as the protector and is even more of a badass. So yeah, got to go with her.
Yeah, that's an easy one too. So if you have to guess a second one, like the second person just to put for best protagonist, who would you pick?
Probably go with Andy for the Chucky movies. I mean, basically you're picking between the two the two signature protagonists there, but yeah, they're the top two for me. If I was taking them off the table, then it gets really interesting. A lot of people love Alice, and I like Alice in the third act of the fourth one. I've never been that crazy about her, though. I'm not a big Alice person as much as I am a Nancy person. And then, in the Chucky franchise, there's not a whole lot of characters to write home about outside of Andy. I mean, I love Bride of Chucky, and I don't think that the two protagonists, Jesse and Jade in that movie, are worth a whole lot to talk about. And
what about remake Andy, dude? He forgot his books.
Yeah.
But I would probably say, if I have to pick one just to give her some light, I just thought Andy's mom in the original Child's Play did a really good job, especially with the whole you better talk to me, damn it, I'm going to throw you in the fire, all that. You could just tell that actress was just absolutely giving it her all.
Yeah.
So,
I like the dude in Chucky too, the first one.
Krista Randall.
Yeah, he was good too. Solid crew right there, man.
So, Brad, go ahead and pick a square.
Okay, give me. Let's finish bingo here. C5.
C5, you got it. So C5 is going to entail best Chucky fake out.
God dang, man, this one's tough. So what I had in mind with this was like when he's playing dumb, acting like a doll, for people and getting people to, where he wants them to be. Obviously, the first movie's great because he's doing it for like half the movie. And that's like the Chucky that I like is like the one that's just like, like
Mind games.
Mind games. Yeah. Like I love the fact that we don't see Chucky move in the first movie until like, it's late. I can't remember the first time it happens, but I remember that whole sequence when Andy's at the apartment and Chucky wants to watch the 9 o'clock news and all that cool stuff. Like with the babysitter was epic. I like that one a lot, but what's really kind of coming to mind right now, and I can't even remember the scene all that well, but I still just remember it being, he fakes out that teacher in Child's Play 2, right? With the yardstick and like acts like, basically gets her alone in the room and kills. Is that, am I on the right ballpark there? Like with the teacher there? I feel like he had a pretty epic.
Oh, man. He was hiding in a whole bunch of stuff, and then he basically just jumps out with the little basketball air thing.
Yeah, that's right. So he wasn't really like mind fucking or anything. I'm gonna have to go with Andy then in the first movie during the babysitter kill.
First movie.
Yeah, I think all that just worked out masterfully. That one, it's actually genuinely like pretty creepy too. It's one of the scariest kind of like things the Child's Play franchise has done is you don't hear him talking to Andy, but Andy's kind of reiterating what Chucky's telling him, and you as the audience, you're like, is like, what's going on here? It's kind of creepy. That's kind of like where it feels like a little paranormal. It feels a little bit like, like the mom's like, oh, he's just an imaginary friend. He's just making up stuff or whatever. But like we kind of know as the audience something more is going on there, and it's just kind of scary and unnerving. So yeah, give me that stuff in the first one.
All right. So let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're still doing great on that. So with my next one, I'm trying to think of a place I haven't. Looks like I've tackled all the rows here. But man, I just realized that row 2 is just totally getting left out on all the fun. So let's select another bingo here for B2. The scariest thing. Ooh. Okay, scariest. Yeah, that is a tough one. This is no defense to Child's Play. There's a couple of scare scenes within the Child's Play franchise, but when it comes to scariest, definitely got to give that to Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Uh, okay, I know this is probably like it didn't get a lot of people, but when I first watched it, this really got me like a big jump scare with this one. It's from the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's when Nancy's in front of that like mirror on her bedroom door and she goes, "It's only a dream, it's only a dream," and then bam, Freddy pops out. That shit always scared me. Like it just got my heart racing, and I even had to pause the movie. And this was like my early stages of like getting into the world of horror, so everything scared me at that point. Now, not so much, but for the memory of the first time watcher of this movie, I would go with that one. It's just Freddy jumping through the mirror.
Dude, Herbert said, this is actually a good one. Herbert said, fake out, Chucky tricking the garbage truck driver and crushing him. That's actually the first thing that came to mind when I made that category was that scene, because he did just straight up trick that mofo to get in the back of the truck. It was actually really effective.
It's such a dick move too, because like he's not even doing anything. He's not in his way. He's not a part of the plan. He just like takes a lunch break. He's like, yeah, fuck this garbage guy. Let's kill him while we're out here.
And it's like he's already got a shitty job already, like picking up garbage for a living, and he gets to die with the job he hates more than likely. Like, just fuck Chucky, and that's
I bet he likes it. I bet he likes it. Fresh air, you know.
I'm not sure if there's anything fresh about dump, but like the freaking dumpster. But so, all right. So let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 categories left. So if Cody goes, Brad, me, that will just leave with 2. So Cody and Brad, you're all going to get extra ones. Just again, it's Brad's birthday, and Cody is our guest. So let's finish up strong here. So Cody, go ahead. What is one of the blocks you want to pick?
I guess I'll stick with 2 as well. Let's do E2.
E2, and E2 is the best third act. Yeah, that's a tough one. Good luck with that.
Really tough.
And remember, Freddy versus Jason on the table too.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Child's Play 2.
Oh,
it's between Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, and probably Dream Warriors for me. But Child's Play 2 is just like a perfect third act. It's got the perfect setting. You got Kyle and Andy together. There's some great kills there where they kill the guy where he gets the plastic eyes put through his head. So they even take a break from the chasing. That moment where Chucky gets Andy where he wants him and finally completes the chant, and then the blood drips and he realizes it's too late and he just loses his shit. Like, that is perfection there. I'm gonna get you fuckers. Like, I love everything about that movie, but that third act is just, it's off to the races.
So, but yeah, and also too, just with the eye death thing of that bodyguard, again, he was just trying to do his job, make a couple of bucks in the late night. It's supposed to be an easy job, which turns out to be for a toy eye death, and you get up to the heavens like, dude, what's up wrong with your eyes? They're toy eyes, like, damn, thanks. And then everybody in heaven makes fun of them. See here, Brad, what do you want to pick here?
Give me A4. A4.
A4, you got it. So let's see here. A4 is Best Killer Resurrection. Brad, I gave you the answer earlier.
You did. Yeah, I think you did. Absolutely. The dog piss one, right? From 4.
Yeah, you got to, man.
How do you get better than that? God dang, man. Okay, so I think I have what I'm going with. I'm just trying to think of the rest. How does he get resurrected in? 5 was dumb. He was like at the church and he popped out. I'm talking about Freddy here. Yeah, that one was weird. It wouldn't be 6 because he didn't even get resurrected. Child's Play. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with Child's Play 2, where he gets rebuilt at the factory. That was a really cool opening. Yeah, just kind of like mixing this plastic back in and all that cool stuff, and like just like sending his soul back out there. That was really, because he got fucked up at the end of 1. So they basically had to remake him from scratch. Yeah, I think that one's the coolest, and it was a cool like opening sequence, like with the credits playing and all that stuff as well. It didn't take up a whole bunch of time trying to explain where he came from. It just kind of played it in the opening credits, but it was also really effective because you're seeing this toy being made. So give me Child's Play 2.
Child's Play 2. Okay. So let's see here. For me to finish out this last one here, since I'm in the middle between you two, I gotta just go with the middle of here. So I'm gonna go with C2 to finish me off here. Most useless character. Can we just call Freddy's dad a useless character? That's what I really want to go with, but oh man.
That's one I'd have to think on for a little while.
Oh, I know, and of course I had to pick that one. See here, most useless
You
character.
got Chris Sarandon's partner in the original Child's Play is a dipshit. He's like,
Yeah,
I told you not to touch it.
He's dumb as hell.
Let's see what else we got.
I'm thinking for each movie here.
Who's that? What's his name? Rick in Part 5? Is it Rick? I don't know.
Talking about Alice's boyfriend?
Yeah,
I think it's Dan.
Dan. Yeah, maybe it's Dan.
I love his kill in that movie, though. That's the best part. That's the best part of 5.
Oh, 100%. Really, honestly, Part 5, it only has like 3 kills in the movie, but they're all not bad.
Rosie says Tyler from Child's Play 3.
I mean, he's a kid.
Yeah.
Holly's got a pretty good one, even though he's a favorite.
Oh yeah, I thought about it for a second. I'm like, no, I can't pick against my boy Johnny Depp though. Man, honestly, this is hard. Like, I might literally have. Do I dare go with what Holly's saying? Just because I can't really think of anybody else.
I mean, he's a good character, but he can still be useless. He doesn't do anything to save anybody. He doesn't barely even help his girlfriend. His parents are dicks, and then his ass can't even stay awake for 5 minutes.
Yeah, for 5 minutes, and he can freaking watch a model parade on his box TV. So okay, yeah, it's Glenn. Sorry, Johnny Depp, you're my boy. Hey, Michael Bolton's on your side, so all good. You ain't gonna lose me. So I'm gonna pick Glenn from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Here, I'll just Glenn. Y'all know who Glenn is.
What about that preacher from Curse of Chucky, man? He just came over, got some chili, and then lost his head over it.
No, he was useful because of the fact that he just sold that awesome death. I
know. He was. Glenn did too, though. Glenn did too.
But he's a pastor. You don't pick a pastor.
That's true.
Come on, man.
I guess that's true.
Spreading the word. So all right, the last 2 squares. So Cody, you get an extra pick to finish off your particular category. So pick one, my friend.
Let's do E4.
E4, you got it. And the last one for you is going to be characters who should have survived. Man. Ooh, good one.
There's a lot actually that could be filled in right here.
Tough because I don't love the way that she goes out, but I think it's appropriate that Nancy dies in the 3rd film. So that one's kind of a tough one. Like, I would have done it better, but it makes sense to me. I'm gonna go with Kincaid in Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Like, again, I understand you want to start off the movie strong and kill all the characters from the last film and make it seem like Freddy's back and better than ever, but they didn't replace any of the Dream Warriors characters with any characters that are as good or better. I don't think. I like some of the characters in the 4th film, but yeah, Kincaid dying was just like, oh man, you just killed the best character.
And you brought up a great point with Nancy Thompson, like for the 3rd one. It's like, I didn't mind her death. I just wish they could have done it better because the way they did it, they treat her like she has such a high final girl IQ. In the moment, like when she sees her dad in the dream world, you're like, Nancy would have not fallen for this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was I agree. Goofy. I mean, Patricia Arquette as well, and I guess Alice survived, right? She just kind of poofed away after the fifth one, so
Yeah.
she's still around. Yeah, she's still kicking it.
So,
Did-
all right, Brad. We're gonna finish it out. You get to finish it strong here for a birthday wish of yours. So A2 is going to be funniest scene.
Funniest scene. Ooh. I'm going to imagine this has to come from Child's Play. I mean, there's some funny scenes in Nightmare as well, but Child's Play is just really where it cranks things up. It's got to be. Where's the one where he flips off somebody? Is it a bus driver or something?
No, it was
He flips off
Brad,
a
it was
stoner
Brad
guy.
Chucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's crawling by a dude's car and he's smoking. And he looks at him. And he's like, and then keeps walking.
That's the one. Yeah, he's
Rude
on
fucking doll.
Yeah. It's got to be that one because why was he even crawling? I can't because he just exploded. He just blew up the
cop.
He just blew up. Yeah. Oh yeah.
No matter what your answer is, it's probably got to be from Bride of Chucky. You got that one. I love whenever Tiffany first starts locking him up and he's just like, she's outside. Tiffany, where the fuck are you? And then, or you got with the sex scene.
Yeah, I was thinking
I'm turning
the
to
sex thing,
Pinocchio over here.
I'm made of rubber.
Yeah, I'm made of rubber.
Mhm.
Or the whole where Tiffany goes off in the truck. It's like, what would Martha Stewart think? Fuck Martha Stewart. Like, if you can make like "fuck Martha Stewart" like a funny line, you deserve to be a good movie.
Yeah, all the marriage like couple humor that they did in Bride of Chucky was perfect. I thought they nailed it.
And the RV, she's making cookies, man. I mean, yeah, all that was money.
I didn't hear complaining last night.
Yeah, Swedish meatballs making cookies, and for what? Oh, it's so great. Now I'm going to probably watch Bride of Chucky after we're done, just because I'm in the mood to watch it now. So
that's a doozy of a flick, man. That's a doozy. It's always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the flip off though. That's one that I always remember. Him just crawling around, flipping people off. It's pretty epic. It's honestly like just vintage Chucky, honestly.
Like that, yeah. The definition of a Chucky, like for a comedian slasher, most definitely. Even though an underrated funny thing I would think of, like if we were going into the world of Nightmare on Elm Street, for some reason, freaking Jesse dancing in his room, because you're kind of like, you're just kind of like, what the fuck, and you just kind of laugh like, okay, like just especially how he pushes in one of his drawers, like. Okay, Jesse. Like,
hey, you did it better though. You did it better, Bertie.
Damn right, I did better. So let's see here. Just checking the chat again because we are officially done filling up the scare board here. If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna just do a quick recap, just in case if anybody just tunes in late here. We got best kill. Cody said the Fang walk kill. Wait, did I mess up here with dumbest kill? Cody, that was you or was that Brad?
That was me.
Okay, no, I just want to double check because I was counting earlier. So I think I screwed up somewhere, but we'll figure it out. Dumbest kill, Cody said the power glove for Freddy's dead. The Wizard of Freddy, which is the Wizard of Oz thing for biggest what the fuck, Cody said. I said best movie was A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. Brad said the worst movie is the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Brad said the funniest thing is the Chucky flipping off the stoner. I said scariest thing is Freddy jumping from the mirror from the original Nightmare on Elm Street when he is haunting Nancy in the second dream. Most useless character, we went with Glenn because he couldn't stay awake for 5 minutes. Worst ending, I also said it is Freddy's dead with the whole explosion and the 3D effect. Best third act, Cody went with Child's Play 2. Best dream sequence, Brad went with the second dream of Tina from the original. And Brad also said worst character look is Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Cody said the best look is Bride of Chucky with all the staples in the head. Worst creative decision is too much humor for a Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Cody said. I said the best side character is Donald Thompson, Nancy's father, John Saxton. Best killer resurrection, Child's Play 2, Brad said. I said best villain death is Chucky blows up, like when gets the air tucked in and he blows up after he's inflating like a balloon in Child's Play 2. Worst villain death is going to be Freddy 3D death. That's what Brad said. And he also said the best opening is a Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the opening dream sequence with Patricia Arquette. Character who should have survived, Cody said it should have been Kincaid. I could not agree more. He should have lived. And Cody saved me with best fight scene being Freddy versus Jason, because why would it not be? Best protagonist, Cody says, Nancy Thompson. Brad says Andy's Child's Play, the fake out with the babysitter. Best Chucky one-liner is "Don't fuck with the Chuck." That's what with Cody went. And lastly, the best Freddy one-liner out of the many is "Welcome to Primetime, bitch."
Good
That
stuff.
was epic. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. If there's anything like you would change, because I'll be honest with you, I think there's nothing to change with this. But if you feel like if there is one thing that could be changed to make it a little bit better,
I know Cody's got one for
What you
for
got,
worst
Cody?
movie, I'm sure.
I would definitely, I would change best movie and worst movie, but that's just subjective.
Ooh, where you go with the best movie?
I would. It's a tight race between Child's Play 2 and Dream Warriors for me, but I tend to be a Dream Warriors guy, specifically just because of that ending of A Nightmare on Elm Street. If A Nightmare on Elm Street just landed the plane, I think that it's almost impossible to argue against. But I think for the type of movie that it is, I think Dream Warriors is a little bit better for what it's going for. But not really a whole lot else on here. But yeah, worst movie. I'm a little softer on the remake than you guys seem to be, but it's definitely not high on my list. That was
Brett likes the
liked
remake.
it.
Yeah.
Well, no, like if you asked me 5 years ago, I really respected the remake. It's just on this latest watch, kind of like seeing what everybody's been hating about it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I just don't like this movie anymore. Like, I still respect some of the good it did, but I just felt like it had a good budget. Like, why do you have to do the whole CGI wall effect when 84 freaking did it, like, practically? Like, that's just the issues that I mainly had with the movie.
For sure.
And with Nancy, that character, it should have been Katie Cassidy who should have been the final girl, in my opinion.
I agree 100%. What was funny about it is I saw that movie when it came in theaters 3 times that weekend, and I went from liking it to like absolutely hating it. We saw it when they used to do midnight screenings, so we went opening night. Me and some coworkers were like, "Oh shit, it's tonight!" And so we watched it. And I had my issues with it, but I was like, "Man, that was pretty damn good." And then the very next day, we got off of work, and we were telling our manager about it. And he's like, "Yeah, I'd like to see it." We're like, "Fuck it, let's go!" So then we went that night, the very next night, to go see it again. And I was like, yeah, it's still good, but I have a little bit more issues with it. And then the very next day, I went home and I had completely forgotten that my dad wanted to watch it with me. And he's like, "Hey, you're off work today. You want to go watch Nightmare on Elm Street?" And I was like, fuck. Yeah, sounds awesome. And I hated that movie by the time I walked out of it. I was like, yeah, this sucks.
And you could have just been like, why couldn't it have been Iron Man for Marvel? Why couldn't it have been Iron Man? I would go see that 3 times. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's definitely one that, I mean, I kind of like feel the same way. Like, I remember when I seen it, because I remember when it came out, I was really excited for it, you know. And I saw it, and I was disappointed, but I was like, it's fine. But every time you watch it, it just gets worse, and it just feels so heartless and so empty and just so, you know, like it shouldn't have really even been made. There wasn't really anything about it that was like, oh, this warrants a remake being made. It's just vanilla.
Sign of the times.
Yeah, I know we had a lot of movies like that back in that era, man. But it just fucking, oh man, I just would love to see Freddy on the big screen again, but taken more seriously than that, I guess.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, well, I just want, of course, maybe Nightmare on Elm Street, give it to Mike Flanagan. That's all I say, because he will perfect that. Well, I wouldn't say perfect, but he would pretty much be like a Wes Craven. Like, he would be an excellent pick to do the whole series.
I would either want Mike Flanagan or Fede Alvarez. If I was in charge, it'd be between those two for very different reasons. But yeah, either of those, if they got announced, I'd be like, oh yeah, we're in good hands.
Yeah,
we're good.
Especially with Alvarez, I bet it's the Carnage Candy part of it.
Yes,
Just,
the visceral side of him. Like, if you could actually have him co-direct, that would be perfect.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, it's just
like
a
From Dusk Till Dawn or something like that, or
God.
Grindhouse. Just they can split the duties. You do the kill scenes, and I'll do all the stuff before that.
Yeah, it's just like that would be an ultimate like pairing right there. It's like, hey, I'm Mike Flanagan. I'll scare the fuck out of him with the mind and just the mood and atmosphere. You just disturb them like with the freaking kills. That would be an ultimate. Now I want it. Like if it doesn't happen that way, I don't want it. Even though Blu-ray, what about Ari Aster to direct the Nightmare on Elm Street? No,
no way,
no,
no way.
If you had asked me right after he did Hereditary, I'd be like, that'd be interesting.
That's why
then
he
made
thinking.
2 more movies.
Yeah.
See, now I like Midsommar quite a bit. I never saw the third one, but I still just don't think his style really vibes with this franchise. No, I mean he's definitely a good director.
Freddie turned into a dick monster in the fucking attic.
Oh man, there's a lot of good people that could make something good. I that one just I still can't believe that's the last Freddy movie we have right now. You know.
But I will before we just kind of close everything and wrap this stream up to a nice little bow. We've been talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. What about Child's Play? Any director requests in Child's Play?
I mean, you're not going to get any director but Don Mancini, so I don't even know if it's worth talking about, to be honest with you. For better or worse, that's his baby, and he ain't letting go of it anytime soon, if ever. So, I mean, we're going to have a Child's Play movie at some point here soon. I know they talked about it. I heard Fiona Dourif literally say it's happening. I don't know, what information she has that we don't. Maybe she's just talking about the fact they're trying to do it, but we'll see Chucky in a movie, whether it's on screen or on Peacock, probably within the next 2 years. What that's going to be, though, I don't know. A wrap up of the TV series, I have no clue.
Well, okay. Go ahead, Brad.
Who directed the remake? I can't even remember who that.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's just
MGM.
Somebody random. Yeah.
Here, I'll look that up real quick, but just for fantasy booking purposes, let's just say Don Mancini is like, you could go ahead and make it. Then who would you pick as a director? Just for fantasy booking.
I'd like to see Ronnie Yu come back.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know what the hell he's doing. Maybe he only did a couple American films and he's been killing it ever since. But he did Bride of Chucky, he did Freddy vs. Jason, and then just kind of disappeared. And I love both of those movies. So if we were looking for somebody to take it back, I would love to see him come back.
Yeah, Brad, to answer your question real quick for Child's Play remake, it is Lars Klevberg. Hopefully I pronounced that right, because I do not know how to pronounce complicated names. So Lars Klevberg was the director of the Child's Play remake.
Good person there, Lars is. I'm thinking maybe, somebody with a comedic edge, Radio Silence, maybe. They already did Scream, which kind of sucks, but they well, not that Scream sucked, but they've already had their hands in a major franchise. But yeah, they have that comedic edge going on right now. Hey, Oz Perkins, right?
I was about to say that. I was going to say I didn't love the monkey, but I think he has a good style that might work too.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, Cody, be careful. He's listening. He's listening.
Oh gosh!
Yeah, don't let that hand go down. So
microphone just explodes in my face.
Silly fan comes down.
No, let's not do that. But we are going to go ahead and close this out. Chat, we acknowledge you. We saw a lot of newer people in the chat. We hopefully you all have had a great time. And Cody, hopefully you had a great time. We just appreciate giving up your time, because I know, again, very busy going to award shows, going to movie premieres. So again, just from the both of us, we really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I appreciate the invite, guys.
Oh, you're welcome. And anything you want to tell our fans, like just like where they can find you, which I know most of them know who you are too, but just
No,
in case
nobody
if
does,
there's
dude.
that one, just in case if there's that one person here, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. There we go, big screen here. So, what's coming up on your channel or anything kind of feature projects you like to talk about?
Well, just as we started to go live, I dropped my little vlog type video for Mad Monster, where I got to meet Robert Englund and Brad Dourif for the first time, among a lot of others. So that's like an hour-long video that I just dropped tonight. Tomorrow or the next day will be my February movies ranked. I still want to try to catch a couple movies, so it more likely will be Saturday. And then I'm heading out to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest next week, which kicks off on Friday. So I'll be out there for about 9 or 10 days. They're premiering The Accountant 2, Death of a Unicorn, a whole bunch of indie horror movies and stuff. So hopefully I'll have some really cool stuff to talk about out of that festival. You never really know till you get there. But beyond all that, yeah, that's whatever new releases start to pick back up again. The last bit of February was a very slow month. So we're heading towards the pre-summer season. Then we can get rolling again.
Yeah, and I haven't been in a movie in 2 weeks. And I'm not sure how I even like made it. I just know next week it's Mickey 17 with Robert Pattinson, and then like, okay, let's get through that one. And then like you said, then we're going to get into some of the funner ones. Death of the Unicorn, I'm jealous because I think that has potential to be very good.
Yeah, it looks really good. They're also premiering Christopher Landon's new film Drop, which I like his stuff. It doesn't seem quite as genre bendy as his other stuff, so I'm a little curious about it. But yeah, there's some pretty good mainstream releases they're doing, and then usually, hopefully, the more exciting part is all the independent films you didn't even know about that you walk out going, holy shit, you gotta look for this.
So, but what's coming up for us? This guy has a birthday week next week, so we're going to do a stream of his choice. He is still thinking about that, and we will get back to you on what stream we do next Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We got the real March Madness tournament, which is our 64-team tournament. Wait, Brad, actually, I'll let you describe it. This is your creation.
Yeah, it's going to be what is it, the third or fourth time we've done the real March Madness?
I believe it's the
third. I think it's the third.
Yeah.
64 movies are going to be on a bracket this year. It's going to be comic book movies, so everything Marvel, DCU, anything in between. The 64 best of those, we're going to dwindle it down to one winner at the end of that. So it's going to be awesome, and can't wait for that. So we'll be planning for that, watching a bunch of movies, and it's going to be great.
Nice. And then, so that is it from us. We're going to go ahead and skedaddle on out here. Cody, again, thank you so much for hanging out. Everyone in the chat and everyone that was new to the chat, thank you all so much. And hopefully you come back next week and we will do a more proper welcome to Good Will Hunting to you all in the chat. And so, yeah, we're out of here and we will see you all just for the next one.
Peace out.
The awkward. No!